There we go.
Uh,
We are live.
all right.
Hello and welcome to episode number 817 of the Player One podcast for Tuesday, July 5th, 2022. I'm your host, Chris Johnston, and with me as always from Canada, Mr. Greg Seward.
It's a pretty big number.
817, yeah. Inching towards the 1,000 episode marker. Then we can start finally
a lot.
a much anticipated season 2.
It's going to be bigger.
Start
It's going to be
bigger and
longer.
badder.
And uncut.
We're going to introduce some new characters.
That's
It's going to be
right.
great.
It is.
They'll be our children.
Well, no, that's the next generation.
Oh, right. TNG.
Yeah.
Like Degrassi.
That's exactly what I was thinking of.
I
yeah.
know.
That was the exact reference I was making.
I know.
Did I tell you
were.
guys I was on a podcast with my daughter talking about games?
Yes.
The Are You Winning Son podcast, and she laughed at my gaming choices and continues to do so. So,
I mean, don't all of our children do that?
yeah,
Mhm.
pretty much.
What is she playing these days?
Right now she's playing Zelda Breath of the Wild
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
because one of her school friends was playing Breath of the Wild, and so now she wanted to do that as well.
That's how it works.
And I bought the hint book so
Okay.
that she could have something to look at, and she put the map that the hint book came with on the wall of
Oh,
her
I'm the
room.
map. I'm the map. I'm the map. I'm the map. Sorry.
And she's been doing fan art of Mifa, Link, and Prince Sidon
Aw.
as well. And she just finished like the second Ganon, like the second Divine Beast.
Oh,
I have not been helping her, so I'm very proud. Very proud.
well, good for her.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. And joining me from the great state of Washington, Mr. Phil Theobald.
That's me, everyone.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Welcome to it. Happy Freedom Day as we
Mm.
record this.
Yeah. Did you go to any mass shootings today?
Oh.
No, not today. Yesterday.
Okay, good. Glad you were able to get out to one at least.
No, not a mass shooting. No,
Just a,
but a shooting. Just a regular
standard
shooting.
gun murder near your home.
That's
Yes.
right.
Yeah,
It's a
just a
standard.
Just a regular one. You don't even
Yeah,
pay
that
attention if it's
happens.
just one person getting shot these days.
I know.
You
Yeah.
rarely pay attention when it's multiple people getting shot. Let's be honest.
Touche.
Plus, on the 4th of July, you open your window, you hear something that sounds like a gunshot. It could be a firework. It could be really anything. Could be a firework or a gun.
Beautiful for spacious skies. Sue's loving this, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See that smirk.
Think of all the other things I could have been doing tonight.
Well, happy Canada Day to you, Greg.
Thank you.
yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
It was a good time. Got to
Speaking
go
of
see some family, and yeah,
celebrating,
Good. Good.
yeah. You see any fireworks?
I did not. We don't do the fireworks thing. Just because the downtown core here has gotten so congested, and I honestly, me saying that is an absolute joke to anyone who lives in a large city like Toronto or any major American city, but it's congested
Yeah.
enough that I don't want to deal with it. So,
Yeah.
and the kids they're not really interested anymore. Like when they were little, I used to take them downtown for the fireworks every July 1st, and they enjoyed it. But the last couple of times we did it, they were just like, meh,
Yeah.
whatever.
Mm.
So it's like, well, and I'm not sitting for 2 hours in traffic for that if you don't even enjoy it.
For a meh.
Yeah,
For a
exactly.
meh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm lucky enough to
45 minutes total is my limit for a meh.
We have a park next to where we live now, and that's where they had the city's official like municipal fireworks show
Oh.
right next door. So my wife got very excited about it
Mhm.
because we had not been to a July 4th fireworks event in quite some time. I don't think my daughter's ever been to July 4th fireworks.
Oh, really?
No.
Hmm.
Yeah, so we went and we spent the day at the park. And my wife made some sandwiches. We had a little picnic in the park. The weather was beautiful. It was overcast and 65 degrees. Perfect Pacific Northwest weather. And we had fun. Saw the fireworks. It was good.
Good.
Then went home and somebody got shot.
Right. Like right outside the park, right?
Right outside the park.
Yeah.
Very close to our home. But hey, America. Anyway.
Man.
I just don't know anymore. Anyway.
We don't have to cry.
I'm done crying. I've done a lot of that this year.
Oh my
quite
goodness.
frankly. Anyway.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some video. Let's talk about happier things.
Hey.
Video games.
Hey.
What?
Speaking of overt patriotism, I went to go see the Top Gun Mavericks.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Did you see that?
Rah, baby.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it.
What'd you think?
I really enjoyed it.
It's a fun little movie. We actually
It really is.
Dana and I the evening before we went to see it, we rewatched the original Top Gun as it had been some time,
Mhm.
and then the next night we caught up on the sequel. So it was fun watching them, sort of back to back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, they really did a masterful job of sort of walking the line between like hitting all the beats
Right.
from because they really do try hard to
absolutely
hit every sort of emotional beat from the original film.
Yes.
But it doesn't ever come off. It comes off a little cheesy sometimes, but it doesn't ever. It's
and let me
not
tell you, if
annoying.
there's one thing that's not cheesy at all, it's Top Gun.
Yeah, right. But it's not. It wasn't annoying. And
No,
oh my
no.
God, did Goose's son ever look like Goose? Like I
know,
had to
right?
go look up the actor to see if he was related somehow.
Well, you know what? The guy who plays him, Miles Tails Teller, I believe. He played Reed Richards in one of the several terrible Fantastic Four movies. Yeah, the most recent one that had Michael B. Jordan in it.
Yeah,
I mean, I didn't see it either.
No,
but I the only bit I've seen of that movie is the very end kind of stinger where they have a really forced exchange where they decide to name themselves the Fantastic Four, and it's just terrible. But
I guess I don't know. Spoiler: the movie's been out for a while now. Everyone knows this.
I mean, it's a Top Gun movie. It plays out exactly, like how you would think.
Was really, really happy to see Val Kilmer on the screen.
Yes,
because I mean, Val Kilmer. I don't know if anyone who's listening knows much about, but poor Val Kilmer.
Yeah,
he's had a terrible run.
Yes,
in the latter part of his life, and it was really cool to see him. Although it learned afterwards, obviously, that his voice was actually an AI. That wasn't him speaking,
right?
Because
he kind of can't talk anymore.
He can't speak. Yeah.
So, yeah, he had throat cancer, I believe. Yeah.
So, but anyway, it was great to see him. Great to see him, and also heard that he's going to be in the Willow series somehow.
Really?
Which, that's what I heard. I think it was like official. So I'm really interested to see how that works out. But
okay. Just like we're gonna stop by Mad Mardigan's house.
Just
say hi real quick.
Mardigan runs out and yells at them and get off his lawn or something like that. I don't know.
I'm too tired to come along on this adventure, Willow. You have fun.
Deliver some black root and leave. That's the whole scene.
Yeah.
There you go. Should we talk about some video game stuff, gentlemen?
I guess. So.
How are you, gentlemen?
Oh, I see where this is going.
All your base belong to us. You have no chance to survive. Make your time.
There's that game that everyone knows about, but no one's ever played.
I know. Zero Wing. Yes, Zero Wing is one of the new titles that landed on Nintendo Switch Online last week, along with Comics Zone, Mega Man: The Wily Wars, and Target Earth.
Yes.
So,
you know what? No matter what I think of some of those games, Because honestly, most of them not great.
That's
But
true.
hey, you know what? Those are some interesting choices, and they're games that I haven't seen re-released a million times.
Yeah.
So I am all for it.
It is actually a pretty solid update, considering that the games aren't necessarily the best the system has to offer. But they are interesting.
I watched the intro. Of
course you did.
That's all anyone cares about that game. That game is an average shooter at best.
Yeah.
Comic Zone has been re-released a million times. Comic Zone is a great game that suffers so much from, and Sega was terrible for this, that let's make it super difficult. And I mean, I think Ed Annunziata in particular has come out and said this multiple times, because he did, how do you say it? Chakan or Chakan? I don't know how you pronounce it.
Khan the Forever Man.
Shaka Khan, the Forever Man.
Forever Man.
Which was super difficult, and the Echo the Dolphin series, which were really difficult. And he's come out and said that was actually a directive because of game rentals. And of course, games on cartridge weren't necessarily all that long, especially action games. So they didn't want people to be able to beat them in a single rental. And what the effect that had was you got some games that were just massively difficult, way too difficult for their own good.
Yeah.
And actually, when I covered Gaiaris, which was a shooter in 1990, which is also pretty difficult. There was an interview that I quoted where the creators said the same thing, that Sega approached them about making the game more difficult. So, but either way, Target Earth is one of those that's actually very difficult as well, but it's one of those sort of early Genesis shooters that's really, really great. There's been a re-release in recent years. It's Assault Suit Lennis was the original name of it, and there has been like a remake of it for modern consoles as well, which is quite good. But that's a great game. So yeah, some good stuff there overall.
Good stuff for sure.
That Mega Man game though,
Wily Wars.
And I mean, I love me some Mega Man.
You know what? I think if the NES this is such a weird way to put this. If the NES games didn't exist,
if there weren't better
Wily
versions
Wars
of those
really
games,
good. But
I would.
But seriously, those games on the NES, the Mega Man games, were just so razor sharp, precise in the control department.
Yes, they were.
Mega Man did what you want him to do at all times, and it felt. It reminds me a lot of the Ninja Gaiden games.
Yeah,
because
which also suffered from 16-bit remake.
Big time. And also the other thing that was reminding me about that recently was because the PC Engine Mini has
that's right,
the PC Engine version of Ninja Gaiden on it, and it's awful.
Which is also just terrible.
But the NES games are just like, man, like you are one with that game. Like it's so precise at all times.
Yes, indeed.
So
but
Wily Wars it's fun if you're super familiar with the first 3 games on the NES. To see the differences.
Yeah, but the
NES
versions are
miles
so
better.
Superior.
Yeah.
In every way.
Even the music,
yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
They made that NES sound chip sing on those games.
It's kind of the same, like I said, it's the same problem. Ninja Gaiden Trilogy on the Super NES has the same problem. Those versions of the 3 NES Ninja Gaiden games are just
not good.
Terrible compared to the originals. Yeah. It's so weird.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But still interesting to play.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yes. All right. Well, Atari has celebrated its 50th anniversary. And as part of that, they are releasing a new title called Atari 50, the Anniversary Celebration, in conjunction with Digital Eclipse. Digital Eclipse is working on this game. It's basically a compilation of more than 90 playable games for a $40 price tag. And that's it spans various Atari games from the 2600, 5200, Jaguar, Lynx, like all of those eras of Atari to modern consoles. And they're also going to have some new games and updates in there as well.
And there's 4 to 6 new games.
Yeah, it looked like a Combat remake, some kind
Yeah.
of
I love
maybe
Combat.
haunted house,
Kind of modern day
modern-day.
takes on some of their classic titles. Yeah.
Okay, so
Correct.
this is all right. See, I was not really clear that this was going to be something that like this was going to be a product that was released.
Yeah,
Because when
it
they were
is.
when it was first being talked about on Twitter, I mean, I was only sort of half checking it out,
Mhm.
but it almost seemed like it was like a web-based thing.
No, like the
okay.
interface for the game is a timeline, is an Atari timeline.
That's what threw me
basically.
off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so a
It
lot of the
almost-
screenshots that they showed on Twitter were that timeline.
They look like
Yeah.
web pages. Yeah.
It almost looks like, and I mean, from what I was reading about it, it kind of sounds like this is the deal with it. But correct me if I'm wrong. But it sounds like there's at least like a documentary mode on there.
Yes,
Where you can basically watch.
Yeah.
Almost just like a linear documentary.
It seems
But then
that way.
But then when one of the developers is like, oh well, when we were working on Warlords back in the day, and then like maybe a little prompt will come up that says like, want to play some Warlords?
you can
That kind
play
of
it right
thing?
now.
It's I mean, Digital Eclipse in the last like 10 years or so has been amazing when it comes to
Yeah,
releasing these compilations. And I know that Chris Kohler was involved in this one
Mhm.
as well. He was the one who tweeted about it originally where I first noticed it. But I mean, loving the idea that like there's Jaguar stuff in there. I hope the emulation is good
Yeah.
because it seems
it's
to me
Digital Eclipse, so it's probably going to be pretty good.
right. But it's a fascinating package, like setting it up in this timeline format. It's very cool.
Yeah.
I'm
And
really-
including games from the Jaguar that
Mhm.
haven't been re-released and haven't been
Right.
available on any sort of collection, like Cybermorph. People now will get to play that.
Dan's favorite game of the month.
Is it going to be like, remember how like Gunstar Heroes came with a fruit roll up packed in?
Yes.
Will this come with like a little tab of acid that you can drop into your coffee to make Cybermorph
Only
seem
if your
good?
name
It was
Dave
the water
Howard.
cooler.
Oh, it was the water cooler. I'm
I
sorry.
think it was the water cooler.
Only if no, I thought it was coffee. I thought it was.
Was it coffee? Okay,
I thought
don't
so.
remember.
Yeah, some kind of drink anyway. But yeah, so we have Cybermorph, Tempest 2000, Trevor McFur in the Crescent Galaxy, which is a horrible game.
Here's the thing.
Horrible title.
I'm gonna buy this.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
gonna
on
buy
top
it.
of it.
Yeah, me too.
And I'm gonna enjoy the documentary, except for the parts where they get friggin' Ready Player One trotted out in front of his Ghostbusters DeLorean to talk about.
Oh, was that
I was
him?
already in the trailer.
Oh, that's
Oh,
absolutely
I saw the trailer and I didn't know who that guy was.
Who else would pay money to not only like buy a DeLorean and restore it into pure Back to the Future getup, but then to slap a bunch of Ghostbuster vinyl logos all over it? Of course, it's the Ready Player One guy.
Yeah. Okay. Now that when you put it that way, that makes sense.
Asteroids was really important to me when I was writing my shitty novel. Want to play a game of Asteroids with me? Good Lord.
I'll tell you what,
Wow.
the first screenshot in the article that you linked, which is the Game Informer article, shows some box art pretty big on the screen, and I'm for that. Please, more of that, because man, Atari box art back in the 2600 era was mwah,
Beautiful.
So good.
oh my
Beautiful
god, they were
artwork.
so cool.
Yes,
it was
indeed.
70s cool. You know what I mean? Like they're not modern in any way, but they look so
No,
good.
They really
they
do.
definitely don't look modern, but they still look great.
Yeah.
They still look great.
Yeah.
And back
like
then,
70s sci-fi coffee table book.
Oh.
That's what you're getting.
so beautiful.
Yeah.
And they did do the Art of Atari coffee
Book.
table book.
Yeah, and it's great.
Yes,
Yeah.
it absolutely is.
I mean, I have a decent number of Atari cartridges down in my game room, and none of them work. I don't have it working 2600 at this point. I
Right.
have no idea if any of them work, but the cartridge labels are so pretty.
Oh
Like,
yeah, absolutely.
I have to have them out, right? Like,
Yeah.
Well, and the screenshots were artists' renditions of
Oh yeah.
what would be on your television.
But
Fantastic.
I am going to buy this, but
Me too.
honestly, how many of those games are you going to play for more than, let's say, 3 minutes?
well,
Ever.
that's why I think the whole idea of wrapping it
Yeah.
in a timeline. And that's what I find so interesting about it is like it's not like it doesn't look to me like the documentary is an option you go to a menu somewhere and choose.
Yeah.
Right.
It looks like that's the way you access things. I'm sure there's a way to just get to a game list too.
There's got to be.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm
But I
sure
mean,
there is.
you know, and knowing sort of the pedigree of the people that are creating this, like I said, Chris Kohler's involved.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a
Video
great
Game History Foundation, and
Yeah.
I mean Mike Micah, who obviously, like, you know, they were showing him in the trailer too. I
Of
mean,
course.
you've got people who know what they're talking about and they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be a wonderful documentary, and
Oh,
just
absolutely.
by itself, an interactive documentary.
Yeah,
So.
it's going to be a great package, even if only like a handful of those 90 games or anything you'd actually want to play for an extended period of time.
Right.
So I am looking forward to it, though.
Me too. I am. The release date is just a 2022 at this point, so
Okay,
could be any time.
could be tomorrow.
Could be.
We
Oh
don't
my
know.
gosh! Whoa!
Get
I mean,
ready.
tomorrow is 2022. So
Blow
Right.
my mind, Phil.
I mean, it could have been yesterday for all we know.
it's true.
Think about it.
I mean,
Atari's back,
there is a
baby.
2-day gap between when we record this and when it comes out.
Come pet the cat, my friends.
Indeed. All right. So we had a Nintendo Direct Mini, a partner Direct
Mm-hmm.
that happened, and a couple of things were announced. But I wanted to kind of hone in here on two things. First of all, we got our Return to Monkey Island gameplay trailer that is a bit divisive, seemingly, on the internet.
Oh yeah.
Or at least it's brought out a small minority of people who really like to harass Ron Gilbert.
Well, that's
off the
weird. That
internet.
never happens on the internet.
I
Yeah.
know, right? But you know, I'm not really a fan of Monkey Island at all. But I know
weird.
that you guys are, or
That's
at least
really
Phil
weird.
is.
Have you played
am.
a Monkey Island game?
And I don't think so. I may have played something on the 360 when
You are missing out, my friend. You should at least
I
play the
have
first
heard
one.
that. I've heard that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Monkey Island's a good time.
but the art style is really what people are
Yes, people hate
are
the art
interested
style.
in here. We play the art style, of course. But what do you think of it? What do you think of how this trailer looks? And I mean, it's coming out soon. It's coming out this year. So
Yeah, maybe the same day as that Atari collection.
Mhm.
oh,
I don't know.
could happen.
2022, man. It's a crapshoot.
Right now, it's all around us.
Yeah.
Sure is.
Tomorrow, it's yesterday.
It's today, man. It's right now. You're living it. Forget about it, man.
All I can think of is that Van Halen song. Right now, it's tomorrow.
Keep going.
Oh yeah, right, that one.
You know the
Sorry.
one.
Sorry, Van Halen. I stopped listening to Van Halen after
Right now, it's tomorrow.
Diamond Dave left.
Right now, it's
You didn't like the
today.
Sammy Hagar years?
I didn't like him as much as the Dave years.
Uh,
Well, that's true.
I love me some Monkey Island, as we know.
Yeah.
I love me some Monkey Island. I'm very excited for this new one.
Mm-hmm.
What's is it Return to Monkey Island?
Return to Monkey Island.
Return to Monkey. I'm very excited. Hey, I'm delighted that Ron Gilbert's back.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think that's huge news.
Yes. I'll be honest. I don't like the looks of it.
Same.
I don't like. I'm not a big fan of the art style.
Mhm.
I can cope with the art style, even if I'm not a big fan of it. But boy, oh boy, and I think
Have you written
Greg
your
is-
letter to Ron Gilbert yet?
Well, once you use up so much blood
Are
in your
you
writing, you gotta
right?
take time to heal before you can get to like the next second page.
Because if you haven't,
Uh-huh.
can you call yourself a fan?
Oh,
That's true. That's true. I'm not really a true fan unless I let the creators know how much I hate their stuff.
How disappointed I am in them. Yes.
Yeah, no.
In the most threatening way possible.
Well, the way I'm framing it, Greg, and you tell me what a genius I am here.
You're a genius.
I'm painting it in a hey, what you're doing is terrible. You should hire me because I can fix it.
I'm sure that is a wholly unique approach, one he has not seen yet.
That's the way to do it.
Mm.
That's the way to get a job.
No, it's the art style. I don't even know if it's the style so much as it's the and I might have to go back and watch the trailer again. The animation is, and I understand why this happens,
right?
Because they probably use something like Flash, but it looks like Flash animation.
Yeah, well, it's because
it probably is, or some version there.
It's the Unity. Come on,
exactly. And I get it. I know why that's done. I mean, it's a much cheaper, faster way to do things, and it makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
I produced a ton of games that were animated that way, and I know all the reasons why. But it's not something I've ever loved.
No, well, it does look cheap,
right? I mean, and there are a ton of cartoon shows out there in the world right now that are done the exact same way.
Oh, of course.
And I have the exact same problem with them. But it is what it is. That's where we're at. And you know what? It's a new Monkey Island.
Well, and
Gilbert is involved.
Thing.
So.
Boy, oh boy, I played Escape from Monkey Island, which I did not like the looks of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that was the first one where they had the polygonal characters.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think that looked great. You know, the backgrounds looked fine, but I thought the characters looked horrible. And I played through what was it? The Tales from Monkey Island, the Telltale game.
Yep.
Which was also really kind of ugly because it's a Telltale game.
Right.
So you know what? I don't care. I don't care what it looks like. I mean, it's not like Monkey Island games have a consistent look about them anyway, except for the first two.
I was going to say the first two are still the best looking two, but I also think
I'm a sucker for Curse.
Well, even if either way, that art style, I have a real soft spot for early Lucas Arts.
Oh yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. The way they look games are gorgeous,
but I don't know how you would really translate that either. I mean, I doubt that would translate well into a high definition.
Well, remember what they did with those the remastered ones that they put out,
where you could go back to the old look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like the modern character designs
they look terrible.
Just awful. Awful. But I played through those.
Yeah, exactly.
And I still loved them.
Still there. I'm there for it. So
yeah. Oh, absolutely.
You know what? I don't like the art style. I'm not about to email or tweet.
I know, right?
Or go to Ron Gilbert's website and leave a comment on it.
People are so broken.
Who has the time?
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Well, I guess, I mean, after the whole Sonic the Hedgehog movie thing and that did get changed, people are like, maybe my tweet maybe my angry tweet will change some minds.
If enough of us yell at the creator, they'll have to go back and do it.
I'll have to change it.
Like Ron Gilbert and his probably relatively small team.
Yeah.
With a relatively small budget.
Can completely redo the art assets.
I'm gonna guess Paramount or whoever was funding the Sonic the Hedgehog movie probably had a few extra bucks to throw around.
Yeah.
That they could redo the Sonic character without it being a huge loss.
Yeah.
Right.
So
well,
it's
anyway.
a shame, but it's a shame.
But you're still going to play it.
When I say it's a shame, make no mistake, I'm not talking about the art style. I'm talking about people giving Ron crap about it.
Right.
But obviously I'm still going to. Am I not going to play a new Monkey Island game? That's dumb.
Exactly.
Come on. Yes, I'm going to play a new Monkey Island game, and I'm probably going to love it. So.
Well, you will with that attitude.
Well, I hope so. You know what, Greg? I hope I do. I hope I do love it, and I hope you're here to watch me love it.
Typical video game journalist made his mind up before he even played it.
Yep. We're starting at an 8 point. We're starting at an 8.5,
and we're only going up.
We can only go up from here.
All right. Also in this Nintendo Direct Mini,
graphics aren't for everyone.
Fans of pirate games rejoice.
Oh, there you go.
I got my grubby little mitts on this one.
Grubby little mitts. Oh my!
So also in this partner direct, we got Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection that collects 10
Yes.
Mega Man Battle Network games from the
I didn't
Game
even know
Boy
there were
Advance.
10 Mega Man
Well, they-
Battle Network
Well,
games.
They did two
started
versions of
doing-
each one, right?
That's
Some,
I think
some
I think they started the 2 versions at 3.
was it? Okay.
Yeah. And actually, let's see, this is the crazy part because one of them, and I think it was either 5 or 6, actually has 3 versions.
Oh, really?
And one of them, let me see if I can.
Because
My eyes are so bad. I mean, it's sitting right there on the shelf.
It's there, over there, off
It's
camera.
over there. Just look
It's
over
right
there.
over there. I promise. It's having a good time. It's laughing. Hey, how you doing? But yeah, I believe it was a GameStop exclusive version of one of those late Battle Network games. So there's one missing.
Maybe
there's
that'll
few
be a
missing.
GameStop exclusive.
It'll be the DLC.
Again, that'll be the
there you go.
DLC.
It'll
Just
be
buy it
the
for
$30 DLC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They also
Yeah.
don't have the Battle Chip Challenge game, which is part of that. It's like it's like a subset of that series. And
But either way, I mean, this is interesting. I didn't expect to see this.
really,
Is there a
It-
this has a big following, does it?
it does.
Okay.
It does actually. Yeah, the Battle Network series is actually pretty popular. And
Yeah.
Truth be told, I mean, there's ups and downs within the series, but they're pretty fun games. I really kind of
Okay.
dug the Battle Network games. So
I remember
Yeah.
trying them out, and I just they weren't for me. But
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know that people seem to like them. So.
once the battle system kind of clicks with you,
Mhm.
there's actually a lot of fun to be had with it. But
Okay.
it's certainly an ask
Right.
because it's so different from every other Mega Man series, and it's not a common battle system or anything. You
Right.
you really have to kind of adapt to something different. But yeah, they're fun. I'll pick it up. Am I going to play through all 10 games? Absolutely not. But I'll
Nuh-uh.
Well, this
I'll
also
have fun with it.
includes an art gallery of over 1,000 illustrations.
Mm.
And there's also a music mode you can go into and play over 150 songs from the series.
Oh, they're songs from the series.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was
Imagine
just like a
that.
random selection. It's like they went on
No, it's-
Spotify and
150 different remixes of Baby Shark. Just in there for no reason, right?
I'd sit there and listen to 150 different versions of Baby Shark while I played Mega Man Battle Network.
There you go. All right, and I did also want to touch on a new game from Bandai Namco, Pac-Man World Repack. This is a remaster
Yes.
of I think it's PlayStation 2, or is this PlayStation 1?
The first Pac-Man
It's PlayStation
World
1,
was
wasn't it?
PS1.
PS1. Okay.
Have you
So
played?
yeah,
Have you played the Pac-Man World games?
I have. I think. Yeah,
They are legitimate fun 3D
Yeah.
platformers.
Whatever.
they are pretty okay. I
Yeah.
remember reviewing them back in the day, and they
Mhm.
were not bad.
No.
So I'm kind of excited about this because they're using a much better Pac-Man character model than they did back in the day.
No.
And of course, all the animations and things are updated. And this one, instead of Miss Pac-Man, they've got Pac-Mom in there once again.
Man. I don't
Jesus.
know.
Fix this. Somebody just fix this, please. This
Come
is
on.
stupid.
Yeah, all the people who were like putting their angry comments towards Ron Gilbert need to move
Yeah, really.
to
Yeah.
at games and be
Get
like,
something
what
important
the
done.
F?
Bandai has. I don't care how much it. I don't know how much At Games is holding Ms. Pac-Man at ransom for.
Mhm.
It seems to be a lot.
I would imagine is, but you know what? You're Bandai.
Yeah.
You have a
Spend
zillion
money.
damn dollars.
Yeah.
No, I think part of it is at Games has the rights to the character, and anytime
They
Bandai
use them.
Namco makes a game that uses Ms. Pac-Man, they have to pay at Games.
Well,
That's
they
the
just,
deal.
Can't they
So-
just buy out At Games. How much can At Games be? Or At Games, just you know what? Put out a special. Hey, we're putting out a new line of Gundam models. all the money we make from these Gundam models is we're just going to use it to buy at
Take
games
the
so we can get
profits,
Ms. Pac-Man back.
Take the profits from Elden Ring and do something nice with them.
There you
But
go.
it's not even that. Like Phil says, it's Bandai. I mean, they have a lot of money.
Yeah.
just buy at games and
There
be
you go.
done
Buy
with it.
at
Shut
That's
them
what
down.
I'm saying.
Buy him and shut him down.
Yeah.
Come on.
man.
We just,
It's
this,
yeah.
this is like that guy who bought like $40,000 in stock of Nintendo just to go ask him. I'm not really interested in any of these business goings on. I just wanted to get in front of you guys and say, "Where's my new F-Zero game?" Just do that
Just do that.
with at games. Yeah, we bought
I'm
your
sure
company.
Scale's just about the same.
Yeah, we just wanted Miss Pac-Man back, and you guys had her. So
Yeah.
you know that's it.
Yeah.
I love how passionate we are about this, but we just got finished talking about how stupid people are for making a fuss over the.
Yeah, but this is
Yeah.
Miss Pac-Man.
This is
That's
important.
true. I mean, this is important.
Yeah.
This is tarnishing our memories of,
icon Miss Pac-Man.
of the PS1 Pac-Man World game.
Well, here's the
Not just
problem.
It's
Pac-Man.
more than Pac-Man with a bow.
This is what I'm worried about. Is if this Pac-Man World remake does really well, it's
Uh-huh.
only a matter of time until they decide to do a remake of Ms. Pac-Man Maze Madness, which
It'll
is
be
also
Pac-Mom Maze Madness.
Yeah, I don't want to play Pac-Mom Maze Madness. That's nonsense.
You know what?
Yeah.
For me, is just like I've been sort of considering. I'd love to get one more one-up arcade unit
Yeah.
for downstairs, and I like the ones that are made that you can actually like mount on the wall.
Oh
And
yeah.
they have a Pac-Man one, and they have a Miss Pac-Man one. And of course, if you get the Pac-Man one, it's Pac-Man and I think like Galaga and Galaxian, like good stuff,
Okay.
and like Pac 3D Pac-Man or some other Pac-Man, some other
Pac-Mania.
not a game I don't want.
Pac and Pal.
Right. But then you can't get Miss Pac-Man. Of course, if you get Miss Pac-Man, it's Miss Pac-Man and most of those other games, but not Pac-Man. And it's just like, come on, it's just fix it. Fix it. Somebody fix it.
You know what?
Somebody fix it.
You know what? If you guys are gonna hassle Ron Gilbert about anything, hassle him about Ms. Pac-Man.
He can do a lot
See
about
if
that.
yeah. Look, I don't you make Monkey Island look however you want, Ron. It's your game. But why don't you do something about Ms. Pac-Man?
Yeah, that's it.
Don't you know people at games? Talk to them.
Clearly. Yeah.
Ugh.
Anyway,
All right.
Yeah.
We fixed that problem. Let's move on.
we
This
fixed
Pac-Man
that
Maze
problem.
Madness, by the way, is a ton of fun. That's a really fun
I
game.
don't know if I played that one.
That was on, I believe that was on PS1. It was on Dreamcast, and it was on the Nintendo 64. So
Hmm.
you have no excuse.
Okay, I better get to it.
It's on your system of choice there from the late 90s / early aughts. And
Yeah.
it's a great, fun little time.
Well, you know what isn't coming to the market anytime soon? Apparently, are
Flintstones Bowling 2.
revisiting Infamous or Sly Cooper.
Oh,
So Sucker Punch put out a blog entry talking about Infamous 2 user-generated content maintenance, and then slipped a little line in there about Infamous and Sly Cooper.
Twisting the knife.
Twisting that knife. Yeah, they say, and I quote, "We have no plans to revisit Infamous or Sly Cooper right now, and no other studio is currently working on projects related to those franchises either."
That's too bad.
that's
Ugh.
exactly what they would say.
I feel
They
like
wanted to keep it a surprise, though.
I feel like
right?
when we got Sly Collection and Sly 4, we just
Yeah.
flew a little too close to the sun.
Yeah.
I know. I'm sad about it. I'm very sad about it. As good as Ghost of Tsushima is, and it is very good, I would love to see Sly Cooper.
There ain't no
Infamous,
Bentley in Ghost there, you know?
There's no Bentley in Ghost,
Yeah.
no. But so that's a little disappointing.
That's too bad.
But I guess there were rumors, of course, that they actually responded to, which is unique.
They're not working on any games for us, Sly.
We got to get some programmers to make these games.
They won't even let other studios work on our games, Sly. What do we do?
Doesn't Sony know that? This is a AAA franchise opportunity. All right. And the rumor that there's going to be a Metroid Prime remaster on the Switch. Apparently, the rumor now is that it's going to finally be released this year. After what? I mean, a Metroid Prime remaster re-release or release in general for the Switch has been rumored for all of the 5 years that the Switch has been around.
Say it every year. Eventually, you're going to be right.
It's going to be right at some point.
Good stuff. I played that again.
But this one seems to be a little bit more of a strong rumor that it's going to happen. So, and apparently Prime is celebrating its 20th anniversary in November. So that makes this a little more likely that it'll happen. We shall see.
How could it possibly be celebrating its 20th anniversary when
I know
20 years ago it was the 80s?
Hey, isn't that Atari Collection all about the 20-year-old games?
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're old. Anyway, I'd like to jump into what you've been playing now. We've spent quite a while talking about news.
Yeah.
Let's talk about other games that we're playing. So, Phil.
Why
don't you kick us off there?
Okay. Well, let me see. Let me go down our list here. I've already talked a little bit about Wily Wars. I was playing some of that.
Yeah.
It's it's there.
Another thing from the Nintendo Partner Direct you can talk about. I'm just going to go ahead and force you to talk about this right up front. The Portal Companion Collection thing was announced.
I had pre-ordered the Capcom Fighting Collection, which has all the Darkstalkers games in there. I was really excited to get to play the Darkstalkers games again. So, but let me tell you,
I almost bought that.
Let me tell you, I love me some Darkstalkers. I'm glad to have them all at the ready. But I've really just been playing Puzzle Fighter. That's what I've been playing.
Yeah.
So I
Puzzle Fighter.
I checked out a review of this, and so these are just the arcade games, right? Like these are ports of the arcade games. They're not like they don't have any sort of the extra characters or modes or anything that was found in like the various home releases of these games.
I don't believe so.
Yeah. Not that that's a bad thing, but I think that it was an important thing to know anyway.
Right. But no, like CJ said, I mean, that is true. I'm absolutely playing a lot of Puzzle Fighter because Puzzle Fighter is so good. But I did pick up I picked up the Portal Collection on the Nintendo Switch, which I haven't played either of those games since they originally came out. So it was
it's new to you.
Nice excuse to replay them. And I actually did. I played straight through Portal, the first one.
It's a really quick play.
It is. It was like 2.5 hours maybe, and I was kind of lollygagging around, just playing with portals. So and even then it I was done in 2.5 hours, but it's still a great game.
Oh so yeah, good.
Still a great game. I'll tell you what though. How old is that game now? The first Portal?
Man, almost 20 years.
Gosh, is it really?
It was
at
Xbox
least 15
that I played it on.
Portal. Yeah, I played it on 360 as well. As part of the orange box.
Yep.
2007.
Okay, so 15 years.
About 15 years. It looks like a 15-year-old game.
Oh
to
yeah.
be fair though, when it came out, it didn't look amazing.
Yeah, it was right?
Yeah,
it was never like a super
looker.
Yeah. Yeah, so it certainly, I mean, it still plays impeccably. It plays great.
God, yeah.
But
there's something to be said for the simplicity of it, right? I mean,
exactly.
And great writing. Wow.
Writing. Of course. And it's it's still real clever, still funny to listen to.
Mm-hmm.
I will say though, playing through it again, I was a little surprised at how not chatty GLaDOS is in that first game. I'm so used to, just obviously Portal 2 was the most recent one I played, and I recall her, and this might this might change when I get into playing Portal 2, but I remember there being tons of dialogue in Portal 2, and I guess my brain just kind of...
In Portal 2, you also had Wheatley.
That is also true.
Wheatley doesn't shut up for the first part of the game.
That's true.
That is true too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, in the first Portal, each time you get to a new floor, GLaDOS will say a couple things to you, but then it's for the most part kind of quiet.
You go for a bit of a stretch where she doesn't say anything.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, still great. Like I said, yeah.
I still remember the first time I played that game because I didn't know really anything about it except I'd seen the trailers.
Right.
Which looked interesting. But I mean, I bought Orange Box because I wanted to play Half-Life 2.
Yeah.
And I didn't have a PC that could play Half-Life 2 at the time. So that was the main reason I bought it. And I remember playing Half-Life 2 for a few hours one night. And then just as I was getting ready to like go to bed, this is when I was living in North Carolina. I think. Anyway, I was like, well, I'm going to check out Portal.
Yeah.
And see what it's about. And when I put the controller down, I'd finished the game.
You're like,
I just absolutely fell in love with it.
It's apparently about 2 hours.
Yeah, it's exactly. Absolutely fell in love with it. Oh yeah, now it's in the chat. Someone mentioned Portal 2 also has J.K. Simmons.
Oh yeah,
which is he's brilliant. Again, brilliant writing, and he delivers his lines so well.
Yeah. I played after I finished the first Portal. I did turn on Portal 2 just for like kind of the intro sequence, and was taken aback at how much better it looks than
they had a budget.
Game. Yeah, that's
Portal
also true.
Clearly an experiment.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So delighted to have those on the Switch now to play. So what else did I get? Oh, I picked up the new Pocky and Rocky remake. Pocky and Rocky Reshrined, which I got that for the Switch as well. And if you've never played Pocky and Rocky, it started off as an arcade game, a Taito arcade game called Kiki Kai Kai. Was ported to the Super NES as Pocky and Rocky. And there was a sequel on the SNES, and then like a GBA, like an enhanced GBA port, Pocky and Rocky with Becky. So, but yeah, now this is what's that?
From Dive Alert?
Yeah, the same one. Yeah, that's the Becky that everyone remembers. The Dive Alert
crossover with Taito.
Yeah. Who was the other Dive Alert character?
I don't remember. I have both cartridges. But,
oh my goodness. But yeah, so I've been playing some Pocky and Rocky, which is a great little kind of character based. It looks like, if you look at screenshots, you might think, oh, this is like a little adventure game, a little top down adventure platformer type thing. But it's one of those like kind of character shooters. It's like kind of like a Commando, Capcom's old Commando game, where it's like a vertical scrolling shooter. You're just a character running around on the ground, and it's great. It looks beautiful. It sounds terrific. It's a lot tougher than I anticipated. I am terrible at Pocky and Rocky, it turns out. So I have not gotten terribly far yet. But
you play it in Tate mode?
I've only played it on my television screen.
Oh, okay.
So I do not know. Yeah, because the original arcade game was indeed a very vertical monitor. So I don't know if this one has a Tate mode, or if they just
break out the old flip grip and figure it out.
I know, right? I got my flip grip around here somewhere. But what else? Sonic Origins came out.
Yes,
I picked up Sonic Origins. I see we all got Sonic Origins.
Yep.
Because Sonic was always good. And what do we think of this?
I talked about it a bit on last week's show. I hate I hate dealing with the coin system.
Yeah,
personally.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know what? It's good. It's good otherwise. I've played through Sonic 1 and Sonic CD, and on the final boss of Sonic 2 tonight, actually. But of course, the way the checkpoint system works in that game, if you die on Metal Sonic or the subsequent Egg Robot or whatever it's called, you restart, of course, with 0 rings and no way to get any rings. So now you've got to go through the final 2 bosses without getting hit, which is always a good time.
Great job there.
I really, I know that Sonic 2 is the one that's kind of stood the test of time, at least in people's memories, because I feel like for as much as the first Sonic introduced everyone to the Genesis, critical mass was reached when Sonic 2 came out.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And
Sonic
so I
Tuesday,
think
man.
I think Sonic 2 definitely sits at the top of the pile for a lot of people, but I got to be honest, I've always liked the first one more.
Yeah.
And I feel like once everything in Sonic 2, sort of everything past Sky Egg or whatever it's called, where you're on the biplane with Tails, you do the short little shooter section. It's not a shooter, but it's like a shooter section. Everything from that point on in that game, I just do not like. I hate that whole level,
man.
But anyway, I'm at the final boss of that. There's a lot of stuff to like in that collection for sure. I love that they added all the animated intros to everything and outros.
Oh yeah, the animated stuff is fantastic.
Yeah.
I love that they have the all the little I don't know what they're called, the little Sonic Adventures, like all the little cartoons that they made up for
Sonic Mania
to promote Sonic Mania. Yeah, those are all on there. You can watch, which is great.
Yep.
Does this game does this have save states?
No,
and it does not have rewind.
That's what's killing me about this thing. It's like
same
at this point, if I'm playing a retro collection, I fully expect. I mean, I hope for. I don't necessarily expect, but I really hope for, and it feels a little naked if the rewind feature isn't there. But boy, oh boy, do I expect save states.
Yeah, we touched on that a little bit last week, and yeah, I agree. And I mean, it was Chris Alimo who was on last week. He was talking about how he used to be against stuff like that because you're quote unquote cheating. He doesn't really feel that way anymore. But I mean, my whole thought on that is that I don't play these games, these retro re-releases, for the challenge.
Right.
No.
I just want to experience them, especially from a nostalgic standpoint. And it's like, you know what? I beat Sonic in Sonic 2 in 1992.
That's just
I don't
right?
want to prove I can beat Sonic 2 again.
Yeah. I'm playing these games for a nostalgia hit.
Right.
Yeah.
This is
just... Sonic 2 is on NSO, then that does have rewind and save states. So there you go.
Surprise is still there. Sega delisted all the Sonic games on Steam before this came out.
Oh, did they really?
True. Oh yeah.
Well, and there's a Sega. I still have the Sega Ages release of Sonic 1 and 2.
But that's what I used as an example, is like a Sega Ages for Phantasy Star 1.
Oh
right?
yeah.
I mean, where they gave you the option to quadruple, I think, your experience.
Yeah.
Gold, and it's like, because if you want to play old school and not have those things, great. But Phil, I think you put it perfectly. In this day and age, it's expected. And you're right. It feels naked if you don't have those features.
Yeah. It's really weird.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
but otherwise,
patch something like that in.
They're not going to. Come on.
No, they won't.
I mean, you're right.
It's not built to do that.
I mean, the game has other problems as well, right? Some of the developers went onto social media and talked about some of that.
It's buggy. Playing Sonic 2, Sonic 1 and Sonic CD went pretty well, although one of the things that I mentioned last week as well is that in Sonic 1, for some reason, they changed the way the bubbles worked underwater. They take lot longer to fully form, to the point that there are certain sections that I found in the game, because I did play through it, where like if you're in at a low ceiling, it won't form until it's already in the ceiling, so you can't get to it. Little things like that.
Oh,
and man, Tails is broken in Sonic 2. he'll just get into this jumping loop that never ends. And he used to do that a little bit on the original game, but
yeah,
like this version, man, he's just broken.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I watched a Digital Foundry thing on Sonic Origins, and they mentioned that specifically, and then play the audio of that happening. It's just like, oh my god,
it's infuriating.
Although I was delighted, and thanks to you, Greg, you pointed it out to me that Sonic CD does indeed have the superior Japanese soundtrack.
Yeah,
it's kind of tucked away. You got to get into the proper menu to turn it on, but.
And the full lyrics for the opening and ending, which I know has been sort of tied up in licensing issues before. So it was really nice to hear that too.
That's fantastic. Yeah. Last thing I was playing was I picked up Elec Head
for the Sega CD.
Switch. No, that's
Wirehead.
That's Wirehead. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I was trying to remember the name of it. I knew exactly what you were talking about.
That'll be the next Screaming Villains.
Man.
Yeah, that'll be the next
Screaming Villains.
Correct, yeah.
After Prize Fighter.
Yeah. Anything to delay Sewer Shark.
Sewer Shark.
Yeah.
They're just doing it on purpose now.
Yeah. They still got to get Tomcat Alley out there.
Tomcat Alley is a good time.
I feel like they will.
Tomcat Alley.
I feel like they will get that.
I feel like when you take away the lower color palette and lower resolution of video on the Sega CD, boy, you're going to see a lot of strings on the of those models. I always thought it's funny in Tomcat Alley. If you really look at it, the funniest thing to me is that almost all of the planes explode right down the seam between the two model pieces. So when you take away all the graininess, I wonder how it's going to look.
It's going
to be so good.
It's a really good game. But.
Yeah. But yeah, so Elec Head, that was revealed on some Nintendo Direct. Well, like it's been on.
It's been on Steam since like January, I think.
Okay,
and then it was on Nintendo Indie World.
That's
showcase. Yeah.
Yes. And this is the game. It's like it's an action puzzle game where you are a little robot, and the gimmick is that any surface you touch becomes electrified, which can have all sorts of different effects. Like if there's if it ends up touching a platform, the platform will raise and lower when you jump off it. Or sometimes you'll step on a platform and it'll trigger deadly electric bolts that you can't pass through. Stuff like that. So it's all figuring out how to maneuver your way through each screen, and it's done in a very kind of stark, barren, kind of 8-bit style, but
no dialogue or anything to speak of.
Yes. Yeah. I did go on Twitter and complain about the option screen,
which also doesn't have any words.
No, and it's all just symbols, and they're kind of vague symbols, and like the first thing I did was go into the option screen, like, oh, let's see what I can adjust here, and I was just like, what the hell am I looking at? None of this makes sense. It's like, okay, there's a music note. That's probably the music,
Even the option screen is a puzzle.
Yeah. And like one of them is like, okay, this option at the bottom, it looks like a little recycle bin.
That's going to delete your progress.
Yes, that's going to delete my progress. And then you click on it, and then there's like a little piece of paper going into a recycle bin, but it's not. Usually when I think of that, I think of it moving like from left to right, but it's going from right to left. So it's like, wait, it looks like it's going backwards. Am I? Is this delete? So I was just like, I got to back out of here. I don't want to mess with.
Right.
I'm gonna format my my SD card accidentally through friggin' Elec Head here, but
possible. Yeah.
But the actual game itself is actually quite charming and quite a bit of fun, and I'm really digging it. And the thing that struck me about this, and this is 100% a compliment, is that it feels like first party DSiWare, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels like a DSiWare game that's actually made by Nintendo. Because it has that kind of character charm to it, and it has like some really nice polish, Mr. Lecter.
Pork sauce snap or pork chop snap sauce.
Yep. Pork
really
sauce
screwed that
and
up,
apple
didn't you?
chops.
Applesauce.
Some delicious apple chops and pork sauce. On this 4th of July weekend, there's nothing I love more.
Yeah.
I like to juice me some pigs.
Oh my.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
But no, it's a cute game.
How far are you into it, Phil? Because
I
I
have
think
no idea how to judge my progress. Although I guess
it gives you numbers.
I think
so
I'm on-
as you progress,
I'm on number 3, maybe.
okay. And there's not many. There's like 8.
Yeah.
I'm on 6,
Okay.
I think.
Yeah.
And I'm stuck.
Uh-oh.
I'm stuck on one of the puzzles.
Uh-oh.
And it is that type of game where you look at what's available to you and you sort of like you can shoot your head out and electrify surfaces as well. So you kind of play around with that to see if anything's going to happen, and then I can't figure this one out. Like, and everything, the difficulty ramp is pretty good. Like, if they taught you something earlier, they're going to use it later. And I'm just to the point now where I'm like, I'm not sure what this wants me to do. It wants me to do some pretty difficult platforming with some pretty crazy timing, if what I'm thinking is correct. So,
oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
But it's a really fun game. I'm having a lot of fun with it too.
Hey, you know what? That's all I've been playing, but I'm gonna bring these couple things up because between all this like little Nintendo indie worlds and the directs and stuff that they've been having, a couple other games were announced as coming to the Switch that I am very interested in, and I'm stunned that either of these are coming out here. One of them is the Crayon Shinchan game for Switch.
I saw you tweeting about that.
Yes.
Yeah.
The localized title is Shinchan Me and the Professor on Summer Vacation, The Endless 7-Day Journey. So it's a bit of a mouthful, but this is that game that came out in Japan for the Switch a couple of years ago, I think, at this point. Maybe 1 or 2 years ago. Maybe, I mean, time has no meaning.
No meaning
anymore. But this is that game where it just looks like Crayon Shinchan just kind of chilling out over summer vacation, just walking through the woods and catching bugs and going fishing and stuff like that. And it looks super beautiful, and I'm really, really excited that it is getting an English release.
Yeah.
And the other one that really took me by surprise, let me see here if I can get the exact name of it. It's a Monster Rancher game.
Yeah.
But it's not just Monster Rancher, it's Ultra Kaiju Monster Rancher.
Oh god.
And it is instead of just generating a bunch of Monster Rancher monsters to raise and battle, you are collecting Ultraman enemies. Giant kaiju monsters from the Ultraman series. And somehow that's getting a release in the US.
Digital only.
Oh, yeah, yes. Of course.
Yeah.
And I was going because there's an obviously it's coming out physically in Japan, but there's also going to be a physical Asian version of the game, which is going to have the English subtitles.
Well, on Switch, the way it should work, I don't know if this is the way it works, is that the cartridge, if you put it, as long as they updated it, right? Like it'll have the English version on the Japanese cartridge. Will just change depending on what your system settings are.
Okay. Yeah, so I may spring for a physical version just to have it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like that other the Disaster Report kaiju game. It's although, I mean, it's Bandai, and I think they're.
I wonder if Miss Pac-Man will be in it.
You get a giant Pac-Mom to battle Ultraman.
I thought. Is it Bandai Namco? I thought Monster Rancher was Koei, but I guess Ultraman.
Yeah, let me.
Is Bandai Namco. So, I think you might be right. I think it might be Bandai Namco.
Yeah.
Out.
But yeah, it's
it is exciting though.
It is
And
indeed
then
Bandai
go at
Namco.
games.
And then they're releasing the the new Taiko no Tatsujin is coming out over here.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that
right.
and thinking, "Oh, Phil's going to be really, really happy about this."
Phil is happy about, and that's actually getting a physical release over here, which that's blowing my mind.
That blew my mind when I saw that.
I know. I already have mine pre-ordered.
Nice.
But, that doesn't blow my mind.
No, and that's the one that's going to have the subscription service.
Right.
I think it's
That
like
also doesn't blow my
500
mind.
songs that you have access to. So, can't wait. Anyway, that's what I've been playing. That's what I'm buying this year from Bandai Namco.
Oh, okay.
You know what? Because I'm buying all three of those. What I'm gonna do is each one I buy, I'm gonna send a photocopy of my receipt to Bandai and say use this money to buy at games. You're not allowed to spend
Please
my
use
money.
the revenue that this has generated to purchase games.
Go get an empty pickle jar or something and start tossing the money from my sales into there until you have enough to buy at games so we can get our Miss Pac-Man back.
Yeah.
The crime.
Womp womp.
Okay. Who's next?
I'm next. Hello.
How you doing?
So I guess none of you watched Summer Games Done Quick? No?
No,
I did not.
I meant to,
Okay.
but I just didn't get around.
Well, I watched a couple of runs, and they're putting them on the Games Done Quick YouTube channel as well. So you can check out the replays there. And there are some pretty impressive ones. Like the first one I watched was Altered Beast in 6 minutes and 15 seconds.
That's the one I meant to
Something like
watch.
that.
I'm really curious about that one.
And that was really interesting because Altered Beast is not a very long game just in general, but when you can do it in 6 minutes.
But it's a set speed. That it scrolls at a set speed. That's why I'm curious about it.
Yeah.
Right, it's a set speed, and they explain during the run that as long as no enemies come on the screen moves at the maximum velocity.
Oh, so you just gotta stand on the edge?
Stand on the edge, and you do this with 2 players. You stand on the edge
They
and
come
have
from the
both
other
players.
side sometimes too.
Live life on the edge.
That's
in order
right.
to get through.
And then another trick, which was awesome, the orbs that give you the Altered Beast
Of course.
Power up.
Power up.
That's the one. When you have your final form, you can time it so that both players receive their orbs at the same time, and it only does one animation.
Oh, okay.
So much.
Skips some time as well. It was very interesting to watch, even though it's one of the shortest speed runs I've ever seen, for sure.
Isn't that what you want?
That's what you want. Yeah.
I mean, when I see like Summer Games Done Quick, and it's like, oh, we get through this game
They're like
in 2.5 hours.
Start, and Phil's already looking at his watch. He's like, "Can we speed this up?"
This ain't quick. You've been playing for 45 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
I want done quick.
You want it freaky fast.
Single digits.
Free smells. So yeah, we watched my daughter and I watched some other things on GDQ's Twitch channel. At nights we watched a Mario 64 run that was doing all 120 stars, getting them at a super rapid pace. And then we watched someone do Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, the remake, and bugging it out. They were able to finish it in 17 minutes.
Wow.
With only one Pokemon in their team. And it was kind of crazy to watch, like how they did it. Apparently the game got patched like a week after release that fixed all the time skips that they were using. So they use basically an unpatched version of the game to skip all the way through. And it was very interesting to watch. But so we're watching these, and my daughter, as I said, was playing Breath of the Wild. So she asked about a Breath of the Wild speed run. Like, are there any speed runs of Breath of the Wild? So I brought up the world record, which is 24 minutes.
Oh, jeez.
By the way. And we watched it, and she's like, what is even happening? Like, I'm looking at this, and this is not the normal way to play. And then she's like, I want to learn how to do this. And I'm like,
oh boy.
Because this
is going to become a speedrunner.
This is some hard stuff. Like, they're like exploiting some really interesting like physics issues with the various powers that you get in the game to like skip over things and like fly through the air to do everything. And you just look at it and it's just like it's blowing my mind how this is being done. Like I can't even fathom. I played all the way through Breath of the Wild. I have no idea how to do any of that stuff. But anyway, so we had some fun times watching speed runs of that.
Nice.
Yeah, and other than that, man, I'm getting really into Fortnite.
Good lord, CJ.
It's got me, man.
Oh boy.
It's fun because it's a game that I can just load up for an hour or like an hour and a half at the end of the day, and there's no stakes to anything really. Like
friendship ended with Sea of Thieves. My new best friend
with Fortnite.
Is Fortnite.
That's right. But I started playing with the new season that just started at the beginning of June, and I'm just kind of amazed at the pace of when Epic introduces new content into that game. It feels like there's something new to play like every single week. And they have cosmetics going through the shop like every day that refreshes, and they have new stuff in there. Most recently, the Galaxian emote showed up in the shop, and I, of course, purchased that. So now I have Pac-Man and Galaxian.
They really do have you.
They have me. And then tomorrow, I think, is when Indiana Jones gets put into the game. So there's like going to be a special quest for unlocking him in the game as well. So that'll be fun. But yeah, I've been playing a lot of it, getting an occasional victory royale, played duos for the first time with Mike, and I conned him into downloading Fortnite and playing it.
You are a terrible influence on him. I want you to know.
Right. But then that was super fun too. We won like 4 in a row. Because the way that Fortnite works is when you're a new player or when you start a mode for the first time, it pairs you with like 75% of the lobby is bots. So it's fairly easy to get a victory royale, and we got one after another in there. And then they gradually change it so that it's more human players than bots. So yeah, very interesting stuff.
More
but yeah,
human.
What's that?
More human than human?
Exactly, Rob Zombie.
Speaking of, that's not at all what I was referencing, but speaking of Eldon Terrell, you see that actor passed away this week. I didn't even know he was still alive. Blade
What's
Runner.
That?
The guy who played Eldon Terrell in Blade Runner.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. 96 years old.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So
Fortnite I figured that was more fun than talking about Fortnite.
Has me so much that they have a subscription service.
Oh, I know.
Called Fortnite Crew that offers cosmetics, and they also give you 1,000 V-Bucks. And
so it's like subscribing for free.
It's exactly, and they also give you the battle pass for that season. So
how could you afford not to subscribe?
I know. I already bought the battle pass, and if you had already bought it and you joined Fortnite Crew, they give you the 950 V-Bucks back. It's like they're paying me to play it.
It's very generous.
That's very generous.
Them to not charge you twice for the same thing.
I know, right?
Jeez.
But anyway, so one of the cosmetics was like this robot bear in June, and I was like, I really want that robot. And so I bought it.
Boy, they do got you. I thought I was bad going in there to buy RoboCop for like the 1 or 2 games I play every year.
I know.
But now you're just like, well, time to subscribe to every possible thing.
Got to give Fortnite some more money tonight.
True. Yeah.
How can you monetize me today, Fortnite?
I'm in on that. I'm in.
Apparently. Gosh.
I'm excited about seeing how the season progresses. I killed Darth Vader. It was fun.
Oh, good.
Anyway. Yeah. And then I've been playing some other stuff. So there's an event for Fortnite that if you play 100 rounds of Fall Guys, you get a special.
So I was playing a whole bunch of Fortnite. I've been playing some other stuff. Like, for instance, I was playing Fortnite the other day.
So Epic is having an event that if you play 100 rounds of Fall Guys,
yeah,
which of course now is an Epic game,
right?
You get a costume in Fortnite that's it's the name of it is Major Mancakes, and it's a humanoid character with a stack of pancakes for a face.
Is that somehow related to Fall Guys?
No, it's not.
So what is
not in the least?
I would think like it'd be like you could play as the bean
Fall Guys
dudes.
bean, right?
Yeah,
no,
remember those
Fortnite.
Remember all those hours we spent listening to CJ talk about Sea of Thieves?
Yeah.
You want those back now?
Those were the days.
So yeah, I played 100 rounds of Fall Guys.
How long did that take you?
Not long, actually.
Really?
Not as long as you'd think. A couple hours.
Because let me tell you this.
Yeah.
A couple hours. Good.
I played on the Switch too. I played Fall Guys on the Switch.
And I like Fall Guys well enough.
It's a fun game. Yeah, it's a fun game.
I can't imagine playing Fall Guys for a couple hours.
I didn't play it for a couple hours all in one day. It was over 2 days.
Over 2 days.
No, I think it was more like 3.
You know what? You keep expanding this. It's gonna be longer than Fall Guys has been out. I was spread over 973 days. You have to understand.
Yeah.
So Fall Guys went free to play, and I downloaded it on the Switch.
Yeah.
Why not? I downloaded the PlayStation 5 version. Why not?
Me too. Yeah.
You know, I mean, I bought it when it came out on PS4 back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Had some fun with it.
Yeah.
And as part of the promotion for going free to play, I guess what was the deal? Like, if you had purchased the game previously, you got like they gave you the new battle pass or something like that.
Yeah, if you had purchased it and if you had logged into it since they made the switch to using Epic,
right?
Then you get the battle pass for the free to play version,
right,
for the first season. Yeah,
which I did
for free.
I did.
I did that too.
And I saw that if you complete the battle pass season, like the final things you can unlock, the final costumes, once you reach level 100 or something.
100, yeah.
The final costumes are you get a Mecha Godzilla suit.
Yes,
which interests me
greatly. You know, I imagine.
I absolutely. I did. They had Godzilla skins a while ago that you could spend crowns or whatever on, and I had some of those. Mm-hmm. So I spent my crowns to get the Godzilla skins, which they're great.
Yeah.
And I was like, I absolutely would love to get the Mecha Godzilla stuff. So maybe I'll play some Fall Guys. And I played a round, and I didn't win. Obviously, I'm never gonna win, but I did fairly well. I got to the final round. And then it goes back to the status screen, and it shows me what level I'm at, and it starts filling up the meter, and it's just like
it didn't even go up to 1.
No, I didn't even go up a level. 2. I went up like maybe a third of a level.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
It's gonna take forever.
I gotta get to level 100 going each time.
Well, Phil, if you didn't want to, you could buy
I don't want to. I don't want to.
You could become a Fall Guys whale. Come on.
No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to start throwing $70 into Fall Guys to
get a cosmetic
to level myself up artificially. Mm-hmm. I'm not. Look, I'm a sucker for spending money on a lot of useless crap, but Fall Guys skins ain't one of them.
Right.
So I was just like, well, now I'm done. I'm not gonna play this.
Okay.
You scared me away with your.
Yeah.
It was your little.
I will say, the season the progress on there is not good.
Yeah.
It's really not good.
I'm not
and part
doing
of it is they want you to do the daily and weekly goals, but if you're just playing casually, you're probably not going to look at that.
Right.
And I personally, I don't like, although I do it in Fortnite, playing playing only to complete daily and weekly goals. Like that doesn't really interest me. In Fall Guys, in Fortnite, that's a different thing. But
like, what are give me an example of a daily or weekly goal in Fall Guys?
I don't even know. I don't even know what they are.
Is it stuff that's like obtainable? Just like, play a match on this particular map, or is it like come in first 5 times?
No, it's not come in first. No, it's not that. It's things like throw a projectile 60 times.
Oh, and of course it's like, yeah.
it's stuff
Here's
that
the thing to do, but you have
wouldn't do.
Yeah.
Normally.
Yeah, throw a projectile 50 times.
Yeah. No.
That's not fun.
No, it's not. You're absolutely right.
Those are those are the Xbox 360 achievements that we'd after you beat the game, you just go back into a level and just, okay, I'm throwing the thing. I gotta do it 75 more times to get my 15 gamer points.
Yeah. Ugh. Yeah, and that's not fun. Yeah, no, I totally agree. I wish it was better. And this is the first time they've had the free-to-play stuff on there. Maybe it'll get better with season 2. Maybe they'll make some adjustments. But
oh well.
Yeah. So anyway, that was my experience with Fall Guys.
Yes.
I also started playing Cuphead again because of the delicious last course. Like a lot of people were streaming it, and I was like, I should really play Cuphead because I didn't really before.
Cuphead's
and
fun.
I've had it on Switch, and so I loaded it up and played a few stages, and got my ass kicked, of course, on most of those stages. But I was really having fun with the visual style. Obviously, is great, and it pretty quickly reloads. Like the failure cost in a lot of these levels, and the checkpointing is pretty good. The failure cost doesn't feel too large. Like if it set me back at the beginning of the level every single time, or if the bosses were longer than they are, I might have an issue with it. But I love the fact that not only when you die, is it relatively fast to retry, but they of course show you your progress and how close you were to the end of a boss or a stage. So I appreciate that as well. So yeah, I've been getting back into Cuphead. We'll see how long that lasts. And I've also been playing Chicory. So Chicory is a cute little RPG style game with a coloring mechanic, and you play somebody who is thrust into the hero role. You don't necessarily want that role, but you are thrust upon you.
Boy, any chance you get to say thrust, you're taking it. I gotcha.
Yeah. And I'm having a lot of fun with it. I kind of bounced off it on PS5 because it uses a lot of the touchpad, which is hit or miss. But of course, on the Switch, I was playing it handheld, and you can use the touch screen to do things like color areas of the screen and whatnot. And there are certain parts where you have to draw a line for like an NPC to follow. So it was a little bit difficult to do that with the analog sticks or with the touchpad on PS5. So it's actually a lot easier playing it handheld on Switch. And it's just a really fun game. Like, it's a really optimistic game about feelings. And the hero, the character that you're replacing in this game is very depressed and says a lot of mean things about the main character in the game. And there's a lot of dealing with your feelings talk in the game. And I don't know. I kind of needed that. So it was kind of the right game at the right time. And there's a really fun mechanic in the game. Like if you're stuck, there are phone booths placed all around the world, and you can call your parents, you call your mom in the game, and she'll answer the phone and give you like a vague hint on where you should go. But like halfway through it, you see like this hand come out and start reaching for the phone. And the mom is like, "Oh, your dad's here also. He wants to talk to you, and he'll give you really detailed information. Do you want to talk to him?" And you can say yes or no. And if you do talk to the dad, he'll tell you exactly where to go. Like you can get a vague hint or a really specific hint. And it's just a fun,
like, what's wrong with Wolfie? I hear him barking.
Nothing like that.
Oh,
Nothing
okay.
Like that. Yeah. But yeah, having fun with that. And that is all I've been playing. I played Elec Head, of course, as well. Yeah. But we already taled about that, so I'm going to skip it.
You're on World 6 or Area 6.
Area 6, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, that is what I've been playing. So, Greg.
Oh, hi.
Welcome.
Have you been playing Fortnite?
Oh, my God.
What's your favorite Fortnite dance?
I will never forgive you for turning this show into that.
What's your favorite Fortnite emote? Tell me.
We're trying to.
What kind of glider do you use? Come on.
Oh, I got the
jam.
Falcon. I got the Falcon. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't have the Falcon.
Greg, what have you been playing? Tell us.
So F1 22 came out this week. Speaking of games you guys don't want to listen to anything about. I don't have the game itself. The gameplay itself is pretty good. They've updated all the rules for the season, and the physics feel different, which they should, because the new rules package for this year is supposed to be completely different. So they are supposed to drive differently. It took me a while to get a hold of it, but now that I have really gotten into it, I'm really enjoying it so far. But I will say the thing that really stuck out to me was, and I mentioned this last year, so that game has always had a little bit of a microtransaction thing going on. And when Codemasters was bought by EA last year, just before the game came out, I believe, I think I made a mention of that I was pretty concerned about what effect it was going to have on the game. On the series, because I really love that series. It's usually in my top 5 games of the year every year. So this year, they introduced a major new feature called F1 Life, which is literally, I don't know how to put it, a dollhouse. It's supposed to reflect like the excess that an F1 driver lives. So you're in this like very like cavernous, I think it's supposed to be an apartment or a house. And you get to decorate it, and you get to display supercars, which is something else they've added this year. I'm not sure why, because supercars have nothing to do with F1, but there you have it. The cars are cars that are created, there are F1 manufacturers who have, various supercars like Mercedes and McLaren and Ferrari and stuff like that, and Aston Martin. But now you can actually buy them and drive them, and you can't race them. As far as I know, you drive them. You can drive them in time trials. Anyway, I streamed my first experience with the game this past week, and all I'll say is that I could have finished Altered Beast 4 times by the time I got to actually take an F1 car out onto the track.
Oh, no.
They really force F1 life down your throat, basically. Like when you start the game, like the first thing you do is you get your first free supercar token so that you can unlock one of the 8 supercars to place in your apartment. And then you create your avatar. And then you decide which EA Sports hat looks best on your avatar. and then you decide which EA Sports shirt looks best on your avatar. And then you decide which color jeans looks best and which set of sneakers looks best. And then you do something a little bit more relevant to the game, which is you set up your like race suit and your helmet and all that and livery and that sort of thing. But then you go back to the apartment and you decide which furniture set you want out of a big selection. And then you decide wall coverings, floors, what art you want to put on the walls, soft furniture coloring, which I mean pillows and throw rugs. This is an F1 game.
But this is
I got confused. I thought you were talking about some Animal Crossing DLC for a second.
This is how like Forza Horizon kind of does it too, right? Like they give you all this ancillary
but they integrate
stuff.
it. They integrate it better into the game.
Yeah,
in a big way. And so you've got like 6 garage slots that you can, and the whole idea is that avatars from other players who are on your friends list will appear in this space. The one good thing that
so not drivatars, but like people avatars.
Right. The one thing that I will say kind of makes sense and it's kind of cool is that you have a trophy wall, which I'm a big fan of. I mean, I do like this sort of idea. In any game where you're sort of collecting like trophies of some kind, I like that you could maybe have a space that you can, display them as opposed to just because in previous years, it's literally just a screen where you have a flat, gold cup if you've won this race and things like that. So I like that part. But then on top of all this, so you do all this and it's like 6 different rooms. You only get to decorate one of them though, which is weird. And then you can't walk around them. They're literally a screensaver. Like when you're in the F1 Life scene, it just keeps flashing to different cameras within this space. It's weird. And it has nothing to do with the rest of the game. Literally, it's literally only there to sell you things. So like if you go into F1 Life, you can take the supercar tokens that you earn throughout the rest of the game and unlock more supercars. Or you can go buy furniture or clothes. That's it. That's all you can do with it. So that's fun. So then once you get through all that, and you're about 10 to 15 minutes into the game at this point, then you're hit with an ad for the VIP pass, because one of the things that they've always loved to do in these games is like when you earn experience at different levels, you unlock, new liveries, new racing paraphernalia, stuff like that. But what they've always, this VIP pass is something that's been around for a while. It's like the screen that shows that is sort of what the rewards that are coming up in the next 5 levels. But then underneath that are the rewards that would be coming up in the next 5 levels had you bought a VIP paddock pass.
Yeah.
So of course they're trying to sell you that. So anyway, it's an EA game.
But this is a paid for game that's also trying to sell you a pass on top of that.
Yeah. So it's the game itself is still runs well. I like the new, like the UI improvements. There's a lot I like about it. I do like now in career mode, you actually get to sort of choose. It used to be this was a mode where if you chose like the My Team mode, you would always start at like the bottom of the field and would have to work your way up. And that's like by creating your team, like assigning a teammate and upgrading your facilities and stuff that actually had something to do with the game and the performance of your car. But this year, what they've done is they've actually let you start at different tiers. So you could just be like a back marker and trying to work your way up, or you can start sort of a midfield car, or if you want to start right as a championship contender, you can do that. So it's kind of cool that they've given different difficulty levels, because that game mode has been the meat of the game for quite a while, and it's really well done. And they didn't mess with it too much, which is nice. But I do like these like new starting points are definitely a big help. One of the things that they really touted this year was being able to go to like a broadcast, not interface, but like experience while you're racing, which I didn't really understand how it was going to work. And it took me a while to figure out even where to find the option. That's the other thing about this game that I really don't like, is that the options are buried in these multiple screens that I have trouble finding what I want. But I think this is actually only on the warm-up lap, which is before the actual race starts. where you literally watch the cars pull away. The commentator says something, and then you watch them come back around to the starting grid, and the commentator says something else. It's really sort of short and truncated and not interesting in the least. Made worse by the fact that one of the many day one bugs is that the commentary is broken. So like the play-by-play commentator will constantly throw it to the color commentator, but the color commentator usually doesn't answer. So he'll like, it's like, what do you think, Anthony Davidson? And then it's just dead silence for like 3 minutes. And then the play-by-play will start up again. So yeah, I mean, it's not nearly as broken as last year's game was on day one, which is nice. But it's it really, for as bad as Codemaster as it already become with like hitting you with the constant like you should be buying this, it's ratcheted up like 10 times. Where you're just constantly being reminded of what you could go buy. And I feel like it's made worse from the fact that the stuff you can buy has zero to do with the game. It's literally dressing up your avatar in in street clothes. Zero to do with the game.
Okay.
So anyway,
some people like that, I guess.
Yeah,
I mean, I wonder if some of that.
Why you buy an F1 game to do that? But
well, I wonder if some of that isn't because of F1's newfound popularity because of the Drive to Survive show.
Well, that's absolutely part of it. You know what though? I think that might even be giving them too much credit because. Yeah. And I will say, like, Liberty Media is the company that bought F1 and kind of really pushed for the Drive to Survive, and for better or worse, they've definitely pushed sort of the off-track drama through that show, and they're making other changes that, you know, again, for better or worse, I don't know if they're good or bad, but I don't know that that's what this is a product of. I think it just happens to be because. Again, like I feel like it has way more to do with EA taking over. I fully expect at some point in the next 2 installments, we're going to be getting into like whatever that EA Sports thing is, where you buy the card packs and build your teams. It's right on the tip of my tongue, but I can't remember it. But you know, some version of that, and they just haven't figured out how to make it yet. So you know. Anything to make you spend a little bit more money on it. So Ultimate Team. Thank you. Again, right now it's invasive from a standpoint of I'm constantly being reminded that I could spend more money, but it's not affecting the parts of the game I want to experience yet. So that's good, which has kind of always been these games. As soon as Codemasters got into the microtransaction thing, it didn't really affect the parts of the game I liked. So I didn't really care. But I feel like, you know, I don't like that this is our first step on the EA road. And I'm just a little worried that it's going to get worse. But the game itself feels good. I'm really enjoying it otherwise. So, but I just found it was weird. Like I went back and watched my stream and it was a good 15 minutes before I got on the track.
That's crazy.
Like, this is a little bit stupid. So.
All I know is that I picked up the new Style Savvy game and it has a lot more automobile racing than
a lot more F1 racing than you used to.
Yeah, it's weird. I'm just trying to open up my boutique, and I gotta drive around the track.
Why do I have to set a world record in Monaco to sell T-shirts? I don't understand.
I gotta pick what fabric I use, and then I gotta pick out my pit crew. Do those races?
Proud of you for using that term.
Yeah. Do they have pit crews?
Yep.
Those. Okay, see, I know what a pit crew is. I just don't know what. Why would most races probably have pit crews?
If I was there, I would give you a crisp high five.
I'll take it. I played virtual racing. Right. I've seen a pit crew in action.
It's virtual.
Did I say virtual?
Yeah.
Nah. Well, what are you gonna do?
Exactly. All right. I think that's where we should end it.
Good.
We've been chattering on far too long.
It's been a long episode.
Too long.
We got 45 minutes of Fortnite you can cut out, but
that's like the most popular game in the world. Why aren't you playing it, man?
He's got a point.
My favorite part about this is that how old is that game now?
It's very old.
Not like you're striking while the iron's hot. But anyway,
2015, earlier than that, maybe. Yeah. But hey, it's all because of no build mode.
Mm-hmm. It worked.
It worked on me.
It worked.
It definitely worked. All right. Alrighty, that is our show for this week. Thank you very much for listening. If you have a question for us or would like to comment on something that you heard, you can direct that to @P1Podcast on the Twitters, or you can go to our internet website at player1podcast.com. There you'll find our contact information. You will find blog entries about Sega CD stuff from Mr. Greg Seward.
Yeah, we got a Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective Volumes 1 and 2.
Oh,
up this week.
That's a twofer.
Right. Deal it
Excellent.
Twice the price.
That's right. That's right. And you'll also find Generation 16 episodes.
I am so close to finishing the current episode. I think I'd say it'll be out in the next 2 weeks.
Very nice. Very nice. And you will find show notes and links to all the things we talked about. And you'll find a link to our Discord server where we can discuss this episode with us and our other listeners.
If you would like to subscribe to the Player One Podcast, you could do so by visiting player1podcast.com or by loading up your favorite podcast listening app. We're also on Stitcher Radio. We're on Spotify. You can like us on Facebook. You can watch video archives of our show on the youtubes.com/P1 Podcast, or you can watch us live most weeks on the Twitters, the Facebooks, the Twitch.televisions, the YouTubes, all over the darn place. Tell you what, though, typically we do this on Sunday evenings at 5:30 specific time. Not this week for various reasons. But you know what? Just go follow our Twitter account, which is @P1 Podcast, to find out when we are doing our next live show. And I'll tell you what, if you like what you've heard, and how could you, head over to patreon.com/P1 Podcast, through a few shekels our way. V-Bucks ain't cheap, folks.
Mm-hmm.
And I know a guy who's jonesing for some VBs. So
no, not really.
No. Your Patreon.
I bought some things, but
what's that?
I bought some things, but
not with our listeners.
Not with our show.
Not the
funds.
You're not.
No.
You haven't gotten that hooked on it yet.
No.
Give it a couple months and you'll be.
I don't think so.
I gotta get that Thanos skin. Can you still get that?
No, you can't.
Oh, look at that! You FOMO'd. You FOMO'd.
You want to hear something else embarrassing?
Why not?
Yeah, let's. Here we go.
So there are a number of apps that you can use to track when cosmetics appear in the shop.
Oh God!
Oh boy!
And I downloaded some of them and tried them, and they're terrible.
Of course they are, because they're trying to sucker people like you.
Yeah, it's awful.
Yeah, they're probably siphoning your credit card numbers right out of your phone right now.
Oh shit! Maybe I should go check.
See, if you would put your social security number and your bank account information, we will alert you when Doctor Strange is available in Fortnite.
I do like how now the loading screens at Fortnite say Epic will never ask you for your password.
They know.
Like, V-Bucks scams are
a
real thing. Don't fall for them in the loading screens of the game.
Course.
Funny. Anyway.
Oh boy. Did you get your Gru skin from Minions: The Rise of Gru?
No.
Is there one? It seems like there should be.
There is not one.
Okay. Well, maybe for the home video release they'll get that in there.
Maybe.
No, you know what though? Your Patreon dollars do, of course, help support the show, keeps us streaming, and all those backdoor costs that come into running a podcast. And tell you what, if you are a Patreon supporter of the $5 tier,
cheap,
you gain access to a special weekly bonus episode that we record right after this. We play games, crack wise, having fun, doing all the stuff we can do on the regular show. CJ, do we have a game this week?
We do indeed. We have a Jeopardy game.
Yeah.
All about Sonic Adventure.
Oh, one of the bad Sonic games.
Yeah, so buckle up.
Sonic Adventure is not good, folks. It has a very memorable first stage, and it has a good soundtrack, and that's all.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. That's the only good thing about Sonic Adventure. Well, let's see how this goes.
I guarantee it's going to be interesting.
Name the system upon which Sonic Adventure debuted. I'll get that one correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope that's on there.
That's like one of the $600 questions.
Yeah.
Anyway, join us for that, please. It promises to be a good time. And I'll tell you what, if you have a couple bucks left over, head over to patreon.com/generation16 to help support Greg Sewart's outstanding, and it is that word that I just said, web series about North America's favorite runner-up, the Sega Genesis.
Thank you, Philip. And if you are a supporter of the $5 variety,
also cheap,
you get access to a vlog series I like to call The Weekly Commute, where I sit very safely in a room that is not driving down the road, because Phil puts on his dad voice anytime I do something like that.
Do not record video while you are driving, Gregory.
And I don't.
Good.
Where I talk about the development of the latest episode, other videos I'm working on, research, stuff like that. And also lately been going through my game collection, just sort of reminiscing about games that I reviewed, stories about my time at EGM and other magazines and outlets, and just sort of general stories. This week, in fact, I was talking about Samba de Amigo, and the story included both you, Philip, and you, CJ.
Goodness.
Oh man,
was it about the time when CJ got really mad at me because I beat him? I beat his score, and then he started hitting me with the maracas. And
there's so many reasons to hit you with the maracas.
I fell to the floor crying, and he just wouldn't stop. And just that death rattle, that
death rattle
against my
good.
delicate cranium. Oh, that was a dark day.
Anyway, please support the show.
Please do.
Yes.
Okay, is that it?
That's it.
CJ.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Phil.
But of course, Gregory.
Yo.
Thank you as well.
Thank you, Philip.
Hey, you got it, dude. And of course, a big old thank you to you, our wonderful, wonderful listeners. Every single one of you. Thanks for listening. Lo, these many years. And remember, as always, take care of yourself, your loved ones, your family, your friends. Do what you got to do to be safe. Hope all you United States of Americans had a safe Independence Day, and we hope to see y'all next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.